Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Best Life and Beyond, and welcome back to our kitchen. Today, we're going to be making some dinner, and I'm going to be throwing together a strawberry pie that I had tried to assemble, I will say. I think it was last week, and I messed it up because I was talking on the phone or I was doing something, forgot all of the cornstarch, so it was just a watery mess. I tried to add more strawberries, I tried to fix it, it just wasn't gonna happen. So that being said, I got more strawberries, I washed them, and I got them all ready to go. I went to the farmer's market, so they're just the best. This is summer and strawberries. It's a match made in heaven. Tonight for dinner, we are going to be making cafeteria noodles and probably maybe, I don't know, something else with it, definitely some sort of a vegetable. But I posted when I was making these cafeteria noodles, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, my DMs were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh, that looks so good. Honestly, the simplest recipe, I think I saw it on Instagram, and maybe it was somewhere else, I don't know. Point is, we're gonna make that. I kind of just wanted something a little bit more simple. I think in the summer, I just tend to not get as hungry, and same with Spence. He kind of was thinking that chicken noodle casserole that I make, but I'm like, you know what? We'll probably do that next time. So we're gonna just show you that, something very simple and easy, and whatever else I make. I think I might have some cabbage, maybe we'll make that. But we have our pie crust baking. As you saw, I just did a pre-done pie crust. Normally I kind of maybe have some frozen, but I don't. So just picked it up while I was at Target. So that's baking right now. And we're gonna start cutting up. We have to do about 6 cups of strawberries. So I'm gonna start doing that right now. And then we will get started making our noodles. Okay, and I have yet to find a strawberry recipe that I really, really like. So I found this one. I don't like to put Jell-O to make the glaze. Some people do. I just don't like the taste of Jell-O, so I'm not gonna do it. But that's what this recipe is, and I will link it, what I'm using, in the description box below, because it's very similar to what I would just normally do. And it says in this recipe that you can puree the strawberries. First thing we need to do is get a cup of strawberries, and that's what we're gonna use to make that glaze. So I always cut these up really small, because then you're gonna end up mashing them, but it makes it just a little bit easier the more that they are cut up. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna basically do that. We're gonna mix, I'll just tell you right now, we're gonna be using 3/4 of a cup of sugar and what is that? I have it written down. 1/2 cup of water and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. The creator of this recipe says to use potato starch, but I don't have any of that. We're just a cornstarch, we're a cornstarch family over here. So that's what we're gonna use. Okay, almost got these chopped up. And then the entire recipe, she said, is about 6 cups of strawberries all together, by the way. So, and I would say use your uglier, if you have time to sort your berries, use your uglier ones, obviously, for the glaze. So, you know, I mean, these aren't the prettiest, but these are really sweet and juicy. Like I said, I got them at the market when I was there, and I got them a few weeks in a row because they are just so juicy and delicious. I mean, it's very hard to find strawberries in California that aren't nearly perfect, to be honest. Central California is where most of our produce is grown here, especially strawberries, like Oxnard and stuff, and oh my gosh, I don't know what they're doing, but that's how they do it. We have a town called Salinas, and that is called the salad bowl of America, or the salad bowl capital of California, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, that looks about a cup. I ended up pureeing the strawberries. Now, I'm very skeptical about this because it does change the water content, like you get more water out of the berries when you do this, but hey, for science, we're gonna try. I mixed together the sugar. There's no heat, by the way, this isn't on. The sugar, the cornstarch, and the water. and I'm just mixing it together until it's dissolved. Then we will put it on the heat and put the strawberry in there. I think I'm gonna add a pinch of salt because salt really does balance sweetness. Just like the tiniest pinch. If ever I'm adding sugar to things, I always do that. That's not in the recipe, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Bringing you guys a bit closer while I turn on, putting this on like kind of medium heat because this needs to boil. There we go. This needs to boil. Okay, it's completely dissolved in there, and we're gonna put our mashed up strawberries in there. I am so skeptical about, because I've only ever done this with like actual mashed up strawberries, not pureed. So I'm very skeptical, but I prefer them to be pureed because then you kind of get like more chunks of strawberry and it just doesn't look as pretty with the glaze. But you know what? For science, we're gonna do it. Why not, right? Okay, I think I got as much as I can out of there. I can only do so much. Let me get you all a bit closer. We're gonna mix this in. Oof, that is messy. I still have a stain from the last time I was making this because man, the strawberry stuff, it really does stain. Okay, so we have this on kind of medium-high heat, I'd say, and we're gonna bring this up to a boil. And then I believe we're going to boil it. Let me see what it says. Stirring constantly, and then yeah, 2 to 3 minutes. So we're gonna stir and I'll let you know once it kind of gets there, because I don't know if you want to sit there the whole time. Okay, you can see how thick it's getting. I've been kind of constantly stirring it. Hopefully you can see I've been constantly stirring it. I'm lowering the heat a little bit for a bit. I'd say it really was about 2 or 3 minutes. And that looks good enough to me. You want to just make sure it's definitely got to this point, otherwise it will not set with your berries. Okay, now I'm adding a tablespoon of butter, and then I'm gonna do a squeeze of lemon. And we're gonna get our strawberries cut up. And I might mix the strawberries with this first. Then I'll probably do some whatchamacallit. Then I'll probably put it in the pan. I don't know yet. Okay, you guys, so I've been just over here, I mixed the berries with the cornstarch mixture, and much better, in my opinion. And I didn't measure how many berries, I just kind of went for it. Also, note to self, I will never just use a store-bought crust again. It is not the best. I just don't like it at all. I so prefer homemade. And I like to make these really piled high so it's like almost obnoxious. And maybe it won't hold together as well, but I don't even care. And by the way, make sure you have really clean hands if you're doing this. So I'm gonna just keep assembling it and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, there you have it. There's the old strawberry pie. I probably would have liked a little bit more glaze. I didn't measure, I really just, whatever. Like I said, I'll never not do my own pie crust again, lesson learned. But either way, we're still gonna eat this and it'll be delicious. This is gonna go sit in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours. And I can't wait to dig into this. I guarantee it's gonna be so good. You guys see my little helper down there? Isn't she the cutest? I think we need to get her an apron. Hi, pretty girl. I think I dropped a strawberry on the floor somewhere here. I have to do a whole like sweeping and mopping job tomorrow. Okay, so now we're gonna make dinner. And like I told you, we're gonna make cafeteria noodles, but I of course have to make some vegetables with it. And you might be thinking, yeah, but like where is the meat? As you may have noticed in our La Quinta video, sometimes for no apparent reason, Spence and I just don't feel like eating meat. It's not a dietary health, nothing. Like we just, for some reason, like you'll just go, you know what, I kind of just feel like having noodles and vegetables. You know, sometimes that happens. I like to call it girl dinner. because if I have just noodles, that to me is girl dinner. But Spence is like that. Sometimes he just wants, you know, like noodles and some vegetables. But then sometimes we both really enjoy a nice burger or a good steak. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I have just a little head of broccoli, because remember, it's just the two of us. And then I have this really tiny cabbage. I forgot I had this, but it's still super fresh. I've already like taken off the outer leaves and washed the broccoli, even though all we're going to do with these is steam them. That's it. We're not doing anything fancy at all. But I have to get the cabbage going first because the cabbage takes a while to make. But this is something we do a lot, where we will just have some steamed cabbage and that's it. For no apparent reason, but it's just yummy. So that's that. Okay. I'm sorry, my knife keeps hitting my glass of water. I was so thirsty because you have to sit over that stove when you make the glaze for like 3 minutes and it gets kind of hot. So I was just like chugging water while I was doing that. So let me just show you what I'm doing down here. Hold on. Just so you can kind of see what I'm doing with the cabbage. I'm literally not gonna be too picky. We're just gonna boop. See that? And I didn't really angle the camera enough because, well, we're not gonna be here long. I gotta go get a pot of water. I forgot about the core. Gotta kind of cut that out. Core is not very pleasant to, and it takes a while to cook, even longer. Okay. Let me just see, I think that's a bit of the core. All right. We're gonna put this in a pot with a little bit of water and possibly a little bit of maybe like chicken bouillon or something, maybe some garlic. Then I will put the broccoli in later because the broccoli steams up real quick. Okay, before I take you over to the stove, I just wanted to show you how much water, but I don't know if I can. I'd say it's about like 2 cups of water. And I'm just gonna put our cabbage in there. It's almost gonna boil, almost gonna steam. If you have too much water, that's not a problem because, well, like I said, it'll kind of get some steam in there. So that's kind of the idea. All right, I'm gonna take this all over to the stove and we'll get started on those noodles. Okay, I've got the cabbage steaming / boiling. I've turned on the heat already to medium heat, and I've got some low sodium chicken broth. I'm probably just gonna use the whole container. I don't care if this gets pretty saucy. Some people don't use the whole container, but I kind of do. So you're gonna wanna pour the whole thing in there. Mine, like I said, if you don't want these really saucy, you can use half of the container, but like I said, we kind of like it a little bit more saucy. Then what you're gonna use is 1 can of cream of chicken. You can use cream of mushroom, and it doesn't have to be name brand. It's just that I get the Campbell's when they're on sale, because why not? And we're gonna put that in there. This looks so gross, so don't judge me, but actually I don't even care if you do. I'm like, what do you think happens to me for a living? Okay. Okay, and what we are going to put in here, we are not adding any extra salt because the Campbell's, and even with this being low sodium, it's already going to be salty enough. I'm trying to think what I was going to say. You could also use regular, you don't have to use low sodium. I've just done that so much. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in here. I think I saw some girl on Instagram did that the first time I ever saw this recipe, and I went, oh, okay, that's really good. And then I like to add some garlic, but that's just, again, because we really like garlic. So I will add a little bit in there. And then a lot of people will add some chicken bouillon. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the caldo de pollo. I just like it, it's really good. But I'm not adding a lot because, I don't know, I think it just gets too much. You know what I mean? See, just a little bit. You can also use that better than bouillon if you know what that is. You can do that. You can just customize it how you like it, you know? That's just how we like it. And like I said, this looks really gross right now, but bear with me. We just want to get this, we need that cream of chicken soup to kind of cook down here. Not cook down, but sort of dissolve and become one thing. Okay, you can see how it's kind of starting to simmer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 package of egg noodles. It's all combined. Whoa, I just had to throw that aside there. And you want to make sure that your noodles are just submerged. This is why I use the whole box, because it kind of absorbs way more than you think. And then I probably should have, you know what, I'm gonna put the butter in now. Sometimes I put the butter in at the end, but you know what, we're gonna just put it in now and let it melt. So half a stick of butter. This is why I said you don't need to add a lot of salt. You can use unsalted butter too if you're on, you know, a salt restriction. Okay, I'm gonna let this butter melt real quick, hold on. Okay, the butter is melted. I'm now gonna add a little bit of parsley. This is just something I like to do. I don't know why, but I like parsley. I also think it looks pretty once it's kind of mixed in there. And remember, I'm doing this with one hand, so please don't judge me on how this looks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat down a little bit, and we're gonna let this, there we go, make sure all of our noodles are covered. Let it simmer, and the idea is we're gonna let all the noodles get way overly soft, and all of that flavor and everything's gonna soak into our noodles. And again, remember, I'm keeping it a little more saucy. You can always cut back the liquid if you want them a little less saucy. It's been a couple minutes. I just wanted to let you know that I put the cabbage on really high heat so that I can get it going. And then sometimes I take the lid off. Like, you really want to keep an eye on these, in my opinion. I don't really have an exact time. You'll kind of know when they're done because all the liquid will be absorbed, and the noodles will be nice and just, oh, they almost get squish factor. So good. But if you notice it's still too liquidy, what you can do is put it back onto high heat and kind of cook down the liquid and reduce it. So it really just goes by your preference. Now, I do want you to know you could also make, you know, maybe some like meatballs or chicken. This is like a really good side dish. For us, it's enough. It's totally enough for like one whole meal, and we'll still have leftovers. But, you know, you just want to kind of go by your taste preference. Like, you know, maybe you want, like I said, maybe you want some meatballs with this, or some nice chicken or salmon. It's a really good side dish. Okay, I'm gonna leave this uncovered for a little bit to let some of that moisture evaporate. But I'm keeping it on relatively low, kind of simmer, so it doesn't scorch the bottom. Can't say the same for the spinach, the cabbage in there. I turned off the burner, and you can see how the noodles are just drenched in that liquid. They soaked up everything. I'll of course show you what it looks like plated up, but there you have it. And now I took off the lid. I mixed in my, whoa, hold on, a lot of steam. I mixed in my broccoli, and I put just like I'm telling you, half a teaspoon of that chicken bouillon, just a little bit, and a little bit of garlic, and a very small pinch of salt. We really just kind of want them steamed, but I just figured, let's put a little bit of flavor in there today. So we're just gonna let this go another minute, maybe less, and then we'll strain it, and that'll be it. All right, I pulled my cabbage and broccoli out. There's still a little bit left in the pan, but there we have it. So now we'll assemble a plate and see how Spencer likes it. All right, Greta, she helped me make this. Spence is just washing his hands because he was in the backyard, but he'll do the taste test. And by the way, this is good with Parmesan cheese on it, but we're not doing that tonight. Okay, I know you were working in the backyard and you're pretty sweaty, but...
It's like Pioneer Woman.
I came off the farm.
I was out working on the farm while you were doing
yeah.
Try it.
You're so funny. Little cafeteria noodles.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, remember you've had these a few times.
Yeah,
we haven't had them in a minute though.
They're creamy.
Yep. Good though?
Really good.
All right, now the veggies.
Okay.
You got broccoli and cabbage, just
Okay.
steamed with a little bit of flavor, but perfect, right? So broccoli, you guys, only a minute. And if you don't want them to turn to mush, you want a little bit of crunch.
Yeah, you want the texture.
Yeah, you still want the texture, and then the cabbage, just remember the cabbage can take 15 or so minutes. But you might want it a little less squishy, so you have to...
Perfect.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Really good texture.
Okay, despite the glaze that I'm not too big of a fan of, even though I prefer that it's like more natural, it worked out great. Look at that. That is a beautiful slice of pie. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And it's, you know, no Jell-O, no preservatives, nothing like, you know. Wow, that is lovely. Okay, pie time.
Yes.
Pie time is the right time.
I'm gonna just collapse it and make a mess.
It really did, honestly, if I'm being honest, it needed a little bit more time in the fridge, but is it good for real?
Nice and tart. Hold on.
I added a little bit of lemon juice. And it needs whipped cream, which I have. I'm just gonna make it tomorrow. I'm too lazy tonight.
Come on, crust. Here we go.
They're good strawberries, right?
Really good.
So that glaze though is all natural. Like it's not, you know, a packeted Jell-O or anything like that. It's just mashed up strawberries or pureed with sugar, cornstarch, you know.
Excuse me. Really good.
Oh, good. Greta? She's coming over here. Come on. Oh, there you go. Look, she's like, I want to be a part of this. You can have a strawberry. I'll be giving you a strawberry, just one without glaze. I saved some for her. You really like it though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I made that again, you would approve.
I like the tartness of it.
Okay, good. Yeah, it did call for a little bit less sugar, which I think sometimes they're too sweet. And that
I don't mind when they're sweet too. I mean, it's just interesting that it's tart. It's kind of nice.
Good. It's not too tart though, right?
No.
Okay, good.
I mean it in the best way.
Okay, good. Okay, I've been eating some of this too, and he's right. 100% make this again. I think this is a good recipe. I think I might strain. I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking maybe I would strain the puree into the glaze maybe next time, but you don't need to at all. Like this is really good. Never judge a pie by its cover because this is phenomenal. This is delicious. Boy, you hated that. Nothing left. Okay. So dinner and dessert, was it a success?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much for making it.
You're welcome. Say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.